Welcome back to Mcoc Al Bundy Rolls. I got some fights here for you in the Cavalier difficulty event quest for July 2021. These fights come from Chapter 1 1.2, which is the quest, the chapter in which rewards science champs. So I have a 4-star Abomination here. I've heard a good amount of stuff about Abomination with some of his Synergy teams recently. Specifically Red Guardian, a couple others on there. So at the start of each fight, you're going to see the Synergy team I brought. Most of the people on the team are pretty much for some type of Synergy. Giving this 4-star Abomination a nice chance against these 200,000 plus health pool Cavalier difficulty. So going to be using this 4-star champ to do a bunch of fights. See what he can do here. See how well Abomination fits for these node combinations from the Cavalier difficulty event quest for July 2021. On 1.2, we see those Furies stacking on up, so there's nothing even too crazy you got to do for these fights to get him working well. All you pretty much just got to do, especially with some of the Synergies, kind of comes in naturally. Just handle the fights, do your combos, the poisons go along the way, and do thump a little damage along, and boom, down he goes. So that first fight on down, I'm going to show you several fights on how this goes. Keeping in mind this is only a 4-star Abomination on Cavalier difficulty. Looking at the massive difference between health pools here and ratings. So got this Rocket Raccoon going on now. Gonna go ahead and keep on smashing him. Got him back there in that corner. I do want to bait out that S1. There he goes. So I'm going to go ahead and punish that. Based on Abomination's immunity to poison, that is allowing him to gain a whole bunch of Furies pretty good. Already got those 9 Furies right there, which is going to allow, meaning as the longer the fight goes on, as those poisons are immunified, getting those Furies up nice and quick. So now we got the superior Iron Man. See those poisons kicking on in. Gonna get up on in there, start thumping away on him, give him some punches and kicks. I am monitoring the power there, know when to go ahead and make sure that I bait out the specials. See that S2 going in, already up to 11 Furies right now. Gonna start giving some pretty decent damage. We see the DOT on the poisons just melting this dude away. Again, only a 4-star here. See those Furies kicking on in. And here we go. Go ahead and get some pretty decent damage on his attacks at this point as well. He is at 2 bars of power, so going to want to make sure I bait out that special very, very soon. There we go. So now back to thumping him around. Give him a big boot to the head, or maybe a double hammer fist right to his skull. And down he goes. Watch that. Nice, nice, nice. It's a nice, simple, easy fight there. We'll see with the Synergy team on these nodes, the Abomination is doing many of these fights in a similar hit count as R5 5-stars in some cases. So doing very good here as we see some nice use out of him. If Abomination's the only person you need for the whole way, then no harm in bringing some Synergy for him, especially with how good he fits for these node combinations. We'll see those Furies kicking in quick. I am trying to bait out Red Skull's S1s as much as possible. See all those poisons, see that DOT going in, bait out that S1. Go ahead and start smacking him on around again. Again, some of the key synergy here to make Abomination doing a lot of what he's doing is going to be the Red Guardian, but also the Mojo one on there is good. And there's a couple other ones just for a little bit of extra supporting numbers, nothing too overly critical. Again, at the start of each fight, I show my team. And let's go ahead. We see Red Skull starting to melt away a little bit. I'm getting some good damage. I got my 15 Furies going on. I got that DOT. I smacked that S3. You will see slightly different play styles at times because different nodes. I took these fights from a variety of different nodes on the quest. So in this case, I can't use the same special twice in a row. Otherwise, I'm going to take some massive damage. So I will be showing a little bit of variety on my specials there. I had to bait out that special. I got it out. Got another one I got to get out. Red Skull is up to 10 armor up buffs at this point, but with these poison stacking on, not going to make a difference. Down he falls. Now moving on to long shot. So we see a very high rating on this champ here. It's a little 4-star. I was trying to parry there. Didn't seem to work. There's still a little bit of control issues going on with the game. Game's still slightly broke. Not as broke as it was recently, but there are definitely still some parrying dex issues going on. So it does kind of hurt the gameplay a little bit. I am trying to bait out these S1s on long shot. Don't want to deal with the S2. And eventually he might finally, he's being super stubborn. There it goes. Parried that one. Dex the second part. Get a little hits going on. I'm already up to my 15 Furies on this file, which is a good thing. Longshot is being a little bit stubborn. Extremely stubborn, actually, as we see here. Go ahead and dex those S1s and get back on going at it. Smack a dab that S2. Took a little recoil, but nothing too massive. Oop, I got intercept. Oh man, that one hurt. Charged in on long shot, and I paid for it. That took a lot of damage. That's one of the things when you're using 4 stars against R3 6 stars on here. You make one little mistake, or the AI just all of a sudden gets smart, and it can cause you a lot of damage. We saw there. So gotta play smart for the rest of the fight. Can't make any more mistakes such as that last one. Still gotta bait out these specials. I'm seeing that DOT melting them away. I'm gonna be much more cautious and charging them in after that interception he took on me. So now I'm looking at ending this fight with an S3, and down he goes. So a little mistake there, but Abomination was still outstanding for that fight. Now looking at Wolverine. So in this fight I'm going to have to be dealing with that Wolverine's well-known heavy regeneration abilities. So I'm just going to keep pummeling him away. When I can keep him cornered outstanding, bait out that S2, get him back in that corner and get some damage going on. I do have on these those fatigues from being too close, so I'm trying to get those fatigues wore off before I do a little more damage in there. Although stacking those fatigues can be helpful with willpower to get a little bit of health, but that's going to be hurting my attack. So I will try to back off and let those drop off every once in a while to make sure Abomination can get some good damage going in. Again, we see those crits stacking up. We see those red DOT stacking. See some respectable hits, especially for a 4-star. Gonna keep on smacking them on around. See some left, right, kick, boot right to the head. Look at that nice big old green foot up in his face. Let's move on to Deadpool now. So Deadpool, go get those hits. Try to get those Furies start stacking on up and they go. There we go. Dex out the special. Keep on pummeling them. Again, Control's doing some weird, a little slightly weird things at times. Game's nowhere near as broken as it was, say, like a week and a half ago. But I am definitely having some weird control movements every once in a while, not doing what I wanted to, not working how it normally would have in the past. And occasionally try to do a block or parry and I dash back or vice versa. Some kind of interesting things going on here. But move on with it. So I got those poisons stacking. I got my Furies stacking. Bait out that special. And boom chuckalaka. Knock out that S2. Not a Superman punch. Getting some crit there. Getting those red DOT poisons. And down Deadpool goes face first. Ouch. Boom. Let's look at our Sentry now. So here's Sentry. Go ahead and start off with that parry. And again, nothing fancy I'm doing on the attack. Just giving a little exhibit on what Mr. Abomination can do with a little bit of synergy help on some content that should be well above his normal ability. One would normally think Abomination does not have a very strong reputation as a good champ, although with the red Guardian synergy he's known to get pretty good. But this being only a 4-star in Cavalier difficulty event quest, This allows us to get a much better idea on just how well he could be, especially on certain node combinations, which Kabam likes to sometimes get creative, but then be repetitive on node combinations, meaning if Abomination's doing very good for this 1.2 Cavalier right now on these nodes, I'm sure you're going to see similar things in the future as well, as they do get a little repetitive once they like that. Oops, took a little hit over there, mistimed my decks. And so let's go ahead and hopefully finish this up with that S3 right about now. And pa-boom, boom, down he goes. Give my little roar. See, look at our next one. We got a Doctor Strange up next. Doctor Strange. So get in on him, get a little intercept action going on, followed by some parry, build again. Same basic, simple strategy, build up those theories. So showing this again, sometimes people think you gotta have high rated champs or big star champs for Cavalier. You really don't. Just look at the nodes, look at the combinations, look for sometimes simple solutions. As we see here, even a lowly little 4-star is being pretty dang dominant on many of these Cavalier difficulty R3 6-star fights. And so it's about reading, looking, and looking for best counters sometimes instead of just trying to muscle through it. Muscling through it is not always the best option, especially in how Kabam's been doing a lot of their content these days with like certain punish but reward certain types of champs, classes, things like that. Rewarding having a diverse roster for sure. And if you don't, sometimes these 4-star champs can help. I don't have an Abomination in a higher star level, so I wanted to play with them here and realized, hey, a 4-star could be very relevant in this kind of content that normally you would not expect to use 4-stars with too often, especially someone like Abomination. We got this classic Captain Marvel fight going on now. A big thing on this fight, though, this fight will take a little bit longer automatically known just because one of his biggest damage dealers for Abomination, the Poison, she's poison immune. So we will see him having to work a little bit harder in this fight, but with the Cavalier node combinations, he's still going to build up those theories. So we'll still get some pretty decent damage coming on up. Just won't be melting her away like we saw in the other fights based on her immunity to a heavy damage source of Abominations. We see immunes just popping up everywhere in this fight as those poisons are not going to stick. Go ahead and dex out of that special, get back into cornering her, those 5-hit combos. We are getting her down. This one is taking much, much, much more on the hit count as we saw in the previous fights. We're already getting pretty close to double the hit count of some of the previous fights. Rock out that S3, get in on here, trying to bait out that S2. Get those hits going, smacky dab dab dab, and getting ready to close this out. I hope you enjoyed this video as I wrap up this last fight, as which I'm highlighting this 4-star Abomination in July 2021 Chapter 1 1.2 Cavalier Difficulty Event Quest. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check, I got a whole playlist on Event Quest for every month. Be sure to click that top left icon, subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on those notifications. Thanks so much for watching.